To get started, you want to match up the ends of your cords that are all the same colour. So you want 3 cords, 2 will be your shortest ones and 1 will be your longest one. And then you want to pull off a little bit to make your tail end. And then you want to tie a temporary knot in those cords. And then you want to do the same thing with your other colour. So once you've done the same thing with both your colours, you can take your board. You want to attach your cords to the top of your board. So once you've attached your cords to the board, if you want to save time, you can thread on all your beads before you start doing your knotting. So you want to take the 2 cords in the centre and you want to thread your beads onto these. And then just keep adding your beads until you've got the amount that you want for your bracelet. So once you've added all your beads to the cord in the centre, you want to arrange the cords ready for knotting. So what you want is your longest cord on the outside at this side, and then your longest cord on the outside at this side, and then you'll have your 2 shortest cords of each colour in the centre. So what you want to do is you want to take the cords that you've attached the beads to, and you can push the beads down out of the way to begin. And you want to separate the cords at the bottom just a little bit here, and then you want to take the same colour here, just have a little bit of a gap and then clip to the bottom of your board, and then do the same thing here with the same colour, and then just again clip to the bottom of the board like that. So to begin your pattern, you're going to begin with 1 colour. So I'm doing this side first, so I'm going to take these 2 cords on my longest cord, and I'm going to do a hitch knot by going over and then pulling it through, and then just pulling it to the top and tightening, and then going under and through. And then I want to do the same thing with the colour at the other side. So ignoring these 2 that I've just done, I want to take the longest cord at this side, go over and then pull through, and then tighten it up to the top, and then I want to go under and through. And as you're going along, sometimes the cords will stretch out a bit, so you can just retighten them if you need to. So for the next part of the pattern, I'm just going to work one side at a time. So I'm going to take this side to begin with. I'm going to take the longest cord and just going over one of the shortest cords this time, the one on the outside. And I'm going to go over and through, and under and through. So I'm doing the same as I did before, but I'm just working over 1 cord this time. And I'm going to do 3 hitch knots at each side. So just again over and through, and then under and through, and then once again for my 3rd knot. So over and through, and under and through. And then I want to do the same thing at the other side. So I'm just going to take this cord and not the one in the centre. I'm going to take the outside cord and I'm going to go over and through, and then under and through, and again, and then 1 more. So once I've got a hitch knot at each side, I'm going to push up the first one of my beads, and you can just adjust it at the top if you need to. So once I've pushed my bead in place, I want to again do what I did at the beginning and do 1 hitch knot over both of my short cords, but only with 1 colour, with the same colour on the outside. Just going to go over and through again, and then under and through. And I want to do the same thing at the other side with the other colour. So take both the small cords this time, go over and through, and then under and through. And once I've done that, I want to return to what I did here. So again, I'm just going to be taking one cord and I'm going to be doing 3 hitch knots over the one cord. And then do the same thing at the other side, so just one cord this time. And then once both sides are done, again I'm going to push up the next bead and I'm going to fasten it in place by taking the outside colour over both the same colour short cords. And then the same at the other side. And once that's done, you can just tighten everything up again at the bottom if you need to. And then you just want to repeat what you did there each time and do your 3 hitch knots just over the outside cord. And you want to keep repeating these steps all the way down until you've got the bracelet as long as you want it. So once you've got the bracelet as long as you want it, you can remove your clips from the board, and then you want to take all your cords in the centre and one out at each side, and you want to clip these to the bottom of your board. And then you can just do a few square knots to fasten everything together. It's just going over, over and through, and then under, under and through. And once you've done that, you can remove the clips from the bottom of the board, and then you just want to trim and seal the side cords. So I'm going to use a lighter, but you could use glue if you prefer. So once you've done square knots at both ends, you want to separate out your tail ends, so you'll have 1, 2 and 1, and you just want to braid these together in a regular braid until you get the tail end as long as you want it to be, just to fasten it on at the end. And you want to do this at both ends. So once you've braided as long as you want, you just want to tie all your cords in a knot at the end to keep everything in place. And then again you can trim and seal. And once you've finished, you should end up with something that looks like this. So now you just want to try on your bracelet.